66. Death in the forest. Now it was here, in this great golden dawn, by her still sleeping husband lain she gazed into her past, as one about to die looks back upon the sunlit fields of life, where he too ran and sported with the rest, lifting his head above the huge dark stream into whose depths he must forever plunge. All she had been and done, she lived again. The whole year in a swift and eddying race of memories swept through her and fled away into the irrecoverable past. Then silently she rose, and service done, bowed down to the great goddess simply carved by Satyavan upon a forest stone. What prayer she breathed, her soul and Durga knew. Perhaps she felt in the dim forest huge the infinite mother watching over her child. Perhaps the shrouded voice spoke some still word. At last she came to the pale Mother Queen. 1 year that I have lived with Satyavan here on the emerald edge of the vast woods, in the iron ring of the enormous peaks, under the blue rifts of the forest sky, I have not gone into the silences of this great woodland that enringed my thoughts with mystery, nor in its green miracles wandered, but this small clearing was my world. Now has a strong desire seized my heart. Now has a strong desire seized all my heart, to go with Satyavan, holding his hand, into the life that he has loved, and touch herbs he has trod, and know the forest flowers, and hear at ease the birds and the scurrying life that starts and ceases, rich far rustle of boughs, and all the mystic whispering of the woods. Release me now, and let my heart have rest. She answered, do as thy wise mind desires, O calm child sovereign with the eyes that rule. I hold thee for a strong goddess who has come pitying our barren days. So dost thou serve, even as a slave might, yet art thou beyond all that thou doest, all our minds conceive. Like the strong sun that serves earth from above. Then the doomed husband and the woman who knew went with linked hands into that solemn world where beauty and grandeur and unspoken dream, where nature's mystic silence could be felt, communing with the secrecy of God. Beside her, Satyavan walked full of joy, because she moved with him through his green haunts. Here in this world, whose every mood he knew, their thoughts which to the common mind are blank, he shared. To every wild emotion felt an answer. Deeply she listened, but to hear the voice that soon would cease from tender words, and treasure its sweet cadences beloved, for lonely memory when none by her walked, and the beloved voice could speak no more. But little dwelt her mind upon their sense of death, not life, she thought, or life's lone end. But Satyavan wielded a joyous axe. He sang high snatches of a sage's chant that pealed of conquered death and demons slain, and sometimes paused to cry to her sweet speech of love and mockery tenderer than love. She, like a pantheress, leaped upon his words and carried them into her cavern heart. But as he worked, his doom upon him came. She came to him in silent anguish and clasped, and he cried to her, "Savitri, a pang cleaves through my head and breast, as if the axe were piercing it and not the living branch. Such agony rends me as the tree must feel when it is sundered and must lose its life. A while, let me lay my head upon thy lap and guard me with thy hands from evil fate. Perhaps because thou touchest, death may pass." Then Savitri sat under branches wide, cool, green against the sun, not the hurt tree, which his keen axe had cloven, that she shunned, but leaned beneath a fortunate kingly trunk. She guarded him in her bosom, and strove to soothe his anguished brow and body with her hands. All grief and fear were dead within her now, and a great calm had fallen. The wish to lessen his suffering, the impulse that opposes pain, were the one mortal feeling left. It passed. Griefless and strong, she waited like the gods. He cried out in a clinging last despair, "Savitri, Savitri, oh Savitri, lean down, my soul, and kiss me while I die." And even as her pallid lips pressed his failed, losing last sweetness of response. His cheek pressed down her golden arm, She sought his mouth still with her living mouth, as if she could persuade his soul back with her kiss. Then grew aware they were no more alone. Something had come there, conscious, vast, and dire. Near her she felt a shade, near her she felt a silent shade, immense, as if annihilation's mystery had taken a sensible form. A cosmic mind looked out on all from formidable eyes, contemning all with his unbearable gaze, and with immortal lips and a vast brow, it saw in its immense destroying thought all things and beings as a pitiful dream. She knew that visible death was standing there, and Satyavan had passed from her embrace.